Hello all my SIPA people out there. We are counting down the days here in our office here, a new condensed office. We are about 3 weeks away right now from the big weekend, and which means we're about 3 weeks away from the auction. So we have been talking, we know last year there was a couple little snafus and kind of got bottlenecked when it came time to pay. So this year we've been talking in the office about new and improved ways to kind of get your items and get out of there. That way you have the rest of the night to talk and adventure around Columbia or do whatever you want to do, spend time with your staff or other advisors. So I know a lot of you have already been to the auction before, so you know what to expect. I still say keep listening. We kind of tweaked some stuff from last year or even 5 years ago, if you've been coming that long. If you're new, welcome to SIPA. We hope that you come to the auction and listen up. That way once you get there you will know what to do. And we will have all this stuff around the convention too, and we'll make sure to let all of you know before the auction starts that night as well. So first off, as you know, we have a silent and live portion to our auction. This year the silent auction is going to start about 2 p.m. So we'll have about lunch will end, and then you'll have about an hour to get your kids, your students to their competitions, make sure they're in sessions, and then once that happens you have all the time in the world to go and look at all of our silent auction items that we have out right now, I will have set up, and then that bidding will go until right before the banquet starts. About 15 minutes before the banquet we'll shut it down and make sure that everything is secure in there, and then it'll reopen a little bit later. But for bidding, you will be assigned a paddle number once the silent auction starts, and that's your paddle number all weekend when it comes to the auction. So Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. So for instance, if I were paddle number 1, I would go around and use my paddle number 1 on all of my bidding items. Each item will be accompanied by a bid sheet telling you the item number, what the item is, and the minimum bid for the item. Most minimum bids are relatively low compared to the list price or the value of the item, so we're making sure that you get the best deal possible. That's also going to help us raise money for all the great things the endowment does. So say that I was going to bid on a pair of tickets to an aquarium. We have a couple of those this year, and the minimum bid was $5. I would go up, I would go to the bid sheet, and I would put the number 1 down where it says paddle number, and then I would put $5, signifying that that was my bid. Now let's say I go up to the aquarium tickets that I want and someone's already bid $5. Well, increments go up by values of 2, but usually you see more of a $5 jump from here and there. So if you wanted to go up and bid again, then you could bid, say, $7. So you'd walk up and say that someone already put $5 down. You'd walk up, put your number 1 underneath that, don't scratch it out, but put it underneath it, and then write $7 in your bid space. By no means necessary do you have to put $7. You can put any amount of money you want down there, but the minimum is $7 or is $2 increments. So if it was 7, then you'd have to go up to 9, minimum 9, 11, 11, 13, and so on and so on. So once the auction closes at 6:15, you'll go to the banquet with your staff, with everybody else. You'll eat, have a good time, listen to some of the awards that we're going to announce, scholarships, all that fun stuff. And then the banquet or auction will actually reopen after the banquet for a little bit. The silent auction will, and it'll run until about 8:30, 8:45. So you'll have enough time to really just look around, see if there are any other things you want, or continue to bid to make sure that the items that you want are the items that you're going to get. We will shut down based on category. So I think this year we have 5 different categories that we're going to use. So the attractions category will be shut down all at once. Then the sports ticket section will be all shut down at once, and then restaurants and all that stuff by category. And we'll make announcements, I think 15, 10, and 5 minutes before those shut down. You'll know. So nothing will sneak up on you. Don't worry. You'll be able to secure the gift card, secure the tickets you want, no matter what. And as that happens, someone from SIPA working with the auction will be going around collecting the items in that category, recording the paddle number of the winner and the winning bid. Then they will take the bid sheet to the person that won and give it to him to hold on to the rest of the auction until payment time. So let's say I won those tickets to the aquarium that I wanted, and I bid $11 for them. So someone from SIPA would come and record and say 11 and say what it was, and then they would come to me and say, congratulations, you won this, and they would give me the bid sheet showing that I paid $11 for this, and then I would hold on to it, and then when it came time to pay at the end of the live auction, then I would go and hand them the bid sheet, and they know exactly what I paid, I know what I'm expecting to pay, and it'll just work better for everybody. That way there's no mystery about who won what. Alright, so it'll be announced as it happens. I know that was a big thing last year where no one really knew what they won until it was time to pay, unless you knew what you won in the live auction. So this is kind of a way for people to know what they won, they kind of see it, they kind of know what they get to enjoy throughout the entire evening rather than just for 15 minutes before they pay. And then it comes time for the live auction. This year, right now, we're hovering around 10 items. We're going to try to get a little bit more in the next couple of weeks before the auction. But it goes as normal. We'll have a brief description of it, and then bids will be placed live, and the winner with the highest bid wins the auction item. The auction items will be displayed at the silent auction to give people a sense of what is going to be the live auction, but there will be no bid sheets accompanied with it because it's a live auction. We're not going to auction them off silently. So once that happens, you'll know exactly what items you're going to get at the live auction, and then comes time for payment. Payment this year is going to be a little different because of this thing here, our new swivel stand. It has the capacity to hold all of our inventory for our auction, as well as take cash, check, and card. So this is really helpful for us. It's going to help the confusion of payments and all that stuff, so we don't get bottlenecked this year. It'll be a lot quicker. There would be an iPad in here with all of our inventory on it, and then we'll just click it, swipe your card, or take cash and check and record it for our records. So that's a really good thing that's going to help us out this year. When it comes time to pay, we ask that all cash, credit, and card with 2 or more items go to the swivel stand. If you only have one item that you won, go to another station. We'll have 2 separate stations for those people if you have one item and you're paying by card. So cash and check, no matter what, go to the swivel stand. If you have 2 or more items and you're paying with a card, credit or debit, come to the swivel stand as well. But if you have one item and you're paying by card, then we will have 2 separate stations with the square that you can insert into a phone, into an iPhone, Android, where you can swipe it. So that'll cut down on the people that have to only have one item. They don't have to wait as long for the people that may have 3, 4, or 5 items. So that's going to really help out with making sure that everyone gets their items and gets out of there in an early fashion. That way there's not really a whole lot of people waiting in line. So that's really the big thing with payment this year. So guys, we are now about 3 weeks away as we are recording this, but time moves relatively quickly once you get into the middle of February before SIPA. I know in the office we are getting excited about it, we're planning, we're in the frantic final stages of getting everything perfect for you guys when you show up on March 4th for the pre-convention and opening statements from John Moore, who is going to be fantastic. We've heard a lot of great things about him. He's really excited to be here. The only thing we ask of you is that if you are bringing something to donate for the auction, please let us know ahead of time. It's not imperative, but we just kind of like to have an idea of what's going to be there when we get there and we're setting up Friday night, Saturday morning. We have a lot of great baskets for you guys this year. We have a cat basket, we have a couple craft beer baskets, we have some coffee baskets, we have a lot of great stuff for you guys to bid on this year. We're really excited about all the things that we got. The museum redonated, so we have tickets to that this year. What good journalist doesn't love the museum? And we are really looking forward to seeing you guys in the beginning of March, only a few short weeks away. Remember to let us know about donation items, and if you have any questions, please contact us at sipaauction@gmail.com, or feel free to call the Scholastic Press office. Thank you guys, and we will see you in SIPA.